I'm Britta, and today we'll be talking to Half about why there's a group named Fresh Vegetables, what it's like working staff for your Oshimen, and how eating a kebab changed her life.
Jinsei Minigame 気楽に行こうぜたら空を自由に飛べたらいいな
Hey Half!
Hey,
So can you just start by introducing yourself?
yeah, sure. Alright, I think I have like a few of online identities. I think most widely known as Half
Yeah.
or Hafu from Half as Up. That's where I started. But most of the idols probably know me as my real name. My real name is Mai. They call me Mai-chan. I think sometimes like you call me Mai as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like if you call me Mai or Half. I always respond anyway. So yeah, I'm Half Mai, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah, actually, a long time before I met you as a person, I watched all your subs, so I just knew you as the person that did HKT subs. And I remember I pictured you as like, well, first off, I thought you were like American or something, and I thought you were like a 30-year-old pervy man.
I think that is what most people's first impression of me is like, and then when they meet me in real life, they'll be like,
Yeah, she actually, when I met her in real life, she was actually filming me. She films people meeting her.
I swear I'm gonna do a compilation one day of people's first reaction of meeting me. I keep like quite a private life on Half. Like people don't know my real name, don't know how I look like. So this like the first time I don't know, exposing myself, I guess.
So I thought you were a 30-year-old pervy man from America. It turns out you're about 30, a woman, kind of pervy, and from Malaysia.
Quite close.
Okay, so you introduced yourself, but who is your Oshimen?
You want to like talk about all my Oshimens from the beginning of time since I was an idol fan, or just one? Nah, I think today we're going to
just
talk
now,
about
yeah.
Hoshino Mana.
Yep, and what group is she from?
Hoshino Mana is from. She used to be in Stella Beat, but right now she's in Fresh Vegetables. I swear that's the real name of the group.
Okay,
Fresh Vegetables.
so can you tell us a little bit about Fresh Vegetables and why there's a group named Fresh Vegetables?
It's because they like to eat vegetables all day. No, okay. Fresh Vegetables consists of a duo of Hoshino Mana and Shun, or we call him Shun-san. So, with Fresh Vegetables, also known as Fresh Veggie, the reason they are named as Fresh Vegetables is because Shun in Japanese means fresh, and Mana, Hoshino Mana. Do you know how like Japanese people have 4 kanji names? Kanji like Chinese characters name.
Mhm.
Like some people have 4 and 5 and 6. So Hoshino Mana has 4 kanji characters, and you take out 2. You take out the Hoshi and Ma, the love and the sa. It spells out yasai, which means vegetable. So basically, Mana without a star and a love is just a vegetable. That's why they named the group Fresh Vegetable, which is ridiculous at first. I swear. Like I was there the day they named their group. Like our group name is Fresh Vegetables. I'm standing there like what? But it grew on to me right now, so everybody know them as Fresh Veggie, which is what the Japanese people usually call them.
And the group name's actually written in Japanese, right? But it's pronounced in English.
Yeah, it's actually wrote as Shun Yasai, which is literally fresh vegetables. But yeah, people know them as Fresh Veggie, which is it's a pretty weird group, but it's great.
And their fan name is Vegetarians, right?
Yes,
So great.
we as fans are called vegetarians, even though I'm not. Yeah, no, I mean like usually when we use emojis or anything, we just use the eggplant, the tomatoes, cucumbers, any vegetable emojis we can find. Those like our go-to emojis as vegetarians. It's ridiculous.
So is Fresh Vegetables actually an idol group? Because you said it's with a guy, Shun.
Yeah, I think they are mainly sell themselves as artists rather than idols, because Mana used to be an idol with Stella Beats, but then she had this back pains called like kind of like slip disc, where she can't dance anymore and she cannot do any rigorous activities anymore.
Yeah.
She graduated from Stella Beats, I think, last year in February 2017, and then she joined a group with Shun. So they mostly present themselves as artists, because Shun writes and composes all the songs, and Mana also like wrote some of the songs, and they play their own instrument and sing acoustically, usually in music festivals. So it's more artists than idols for me.
But they're still kind of like idols, right? Like you can get pictures with them and things like that.
Yeah. So they still have Bupan, which like this session where you can have sketchy or Polaroid pictures taken with them like an idol, and you can still they have that social activities like an idol, Twitter and everything. But yeah, just like less dancing, basically, for Fresh Veggie.
Yeah. So back to Mana. So could you tell us a little bit about what she's like as a person?
What Mana is like as a person. Like, I think she likes to sing first and foremost. That's why, like, even though after she graduated as an idol, she still like want to find a way where she can still do her singing without less dance and with less dancing. That's why she joined Fresh Festivals or created Fresh Festivals with Shun. She also like she likes to go back to Osaka, where she's from Osaka. Her parents are there. Her
I
dog
didn't
is
actually
there.
know that.
Yeah. And she's like, I've met her a few times, and I've also worked with her a few times, and she's really kind. She's really like concerned about her fans and everything, and vice versa. We're also concerned about her because of her back pain. And so like during checky time, we usually like let her sit down, or we try to like put less stress on her body.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
nice.
like we get a chair for her and everything.
Yeah. And she's pretty good at English, right?
Yeah, she graduated from Chudai, which is Chuo University, Chuo Daigaku, with a degree in social media in English, I think, or is it like a minor in English? So her
She
English
told
is
me she had a minor in English, yeah.
yeah, so it's not like fluent, but it's passable. Like you can actually converse with her. If you want to meet her for the first time, you can really converse with her in English. It's no problem at all.
And any other strengths that she has as an idol, would you say?
I would say the main strength is her voice, her singing, which is for me is pretty amazing. Like that's the number one reason why I like her the most, her vocals. And also right now she's trying to dabble in songwriting, which is being encouraged by Shun. She already wrote like 3-4 songs with Fresh Vegetables.
Yeah.
She also plays the piano for Fresh Vegetables because Shun plays the guitar. So they composed the song with piano and guitar arrangements. So it's really great that right now she's really trying to expand her skills as an artist besides the singing.
Which song of like all of the Stella Beats and Fresh Vegetables songs would you say shows off her voice the most?
I would say like this was one of my favorite Fresh Veggie songs called My Last Hero, where they each got a verse where they sing in solo, and then in the chorus they both sing in harmony, and their harmony is really, really good. Like that's one of my favorite parts of Fresh Vegetables. The teamwork and the harmony of the vocals of Shun and Mana is like really good. Like I was there watching live for the first time, and I cried. I literally cried tears just listening to them for the first time.
I'll put that song in as the outro song. So if you want to hear that song, you can listen to the end of the podcast, and I'll put it at the end. So you've met her quite a few times.
Yeah, quite a few times.
So how did you first become a fan of her?
Quite a long story.
We have time.
So, okay, you got that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the first time I met her is when I first went to Japan in May 2015. I went with a bunch of idol people, the one in idol subbing group. It was Wayne, Chris, Brad, Kurt, Tamara, Momo, and Hayate. It's like 7 of us. And we met each other. We only interacted online all this while, and we met each other for the first time. We were staying in one apartment,
Oh
all
my
seven
gosh.
of us, which is like we took a really huge gamble because we were meeting each other for the first time. So it was fun because we went there. Our main purpose to go there was the 48 group Kamekai, the two-shot event
Mhm.
that was going on. So we all went there and we took our two shots and everything. And that was the first time I interacted with an idol. So I thought like that was the ultimate high,
Yeah.
meet an idol for like 4 or 5 seconds, take a picture. I'm like, yeah, I did it. Like this is the best interaction I have with an
Mhm.
idol. And then the next day, we went. Wayne and Brad dragged me to this underground idol event, which at first I didn't want to go because the day before I was already tired
Yeah.
from the two shot event.
Yeah, they're pretty exhausting.
Yeah, it's like just stand around the whole day. And that day was also the earthquake. We had an
Oh my
earthquake,
gosh.
and all the trains stopped, so we had to wait around. We were hungry, and then we arrived in the apartment. And the next morning, Wayne and Brad like, "Let's go!" Like, no, I don't want to go. But I did anyway because I felt like it was my first time in Japan, so I just had to see every single day. And also, I promised them like I go to one underground idol event with them. So
Mhm.
it was called, I think, Life Plus Festival in Odaiba. Yeah. And it came like as a culture shock to me because it was my first time at an underground idol event, and it was a lot of groups there. Like they have 4 stages, and each stages has like 10 to 20 idol groups performing at an
Yeah.
interval of 10 to 15 minutes. And that was my first underground idol event. Like, I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of idols here. There's a lot of groups here.
Yeah, that
And
must have been pretty intimidating.
yeah, for a first event. So I just followed like Brad and Wayne's lead at the time. So they went to see Kamen Joshi,
Mhm.
and I followed them. And after Kamen Joshi, they also like lead me to, which is my first Cheki, my first Bupan event. And I took a picture with Anna, and then we went back inside, and then we went for, I think it was Puchipa, which was Wayne. Wayne had an Oshi in Puchipa called Kokoro.
Mhm.
Uh, and
Now
I
she's
think we
a
stayed
she's a
there.
soloist and
Yeah,
DJ right now, yeah.
yeah. And then we stayed there like after they perform because the bupan is like not until 40, 50 minutes later. So we just stayed there. And that was when Stella Beats started performing.
Mhm.
So they introduced themselves, and immediately my eyes were onto the leader because she looked like Hafi, like she looked like she had mixed blood, but even though she's 100% Japanese.
Uh-huh.
So I leaned to Wayne, like, do you know who's that? When like, I have no idea. I'm like, okay, you're helpful. Okay, so because Wayne only know like one member of Stella Beats, which was Kotonyan,
Mhm.
Sakuragi Kotoka. So he didn't know any of the other members.
Who's now in
So we just stayed
Chiodali,
there.
by the way.
Yeah. So we just stayed there, and they really just released this new single called Fantastic Traveler, and they was like teaching the people there how to dance, just basically just showing a peace sign and jumping up and down according to the beat. So we just stayed there and watched. And I didn't think of anything at first. We were just like, oh, okay, they are a cool group. And then we just started watching the other groups going one by one after that. And it was like after the event ends was when that after the event ends, this is
Uh-huh.
what happens. I was so hungry because I didn't eat anything since morning, and it was like 4, 5 p.m. by that time. And there was like a kebab food truck outside the event, but it's still in the event hall, but it's like outside in the outdoors part.
Yeah.
So I swear, like, I don't know what I did, but I swear Wayne said this was the fastest he ever saw me ran. I was like, kebab, okay, and I'm a Muslim, and the kebab, it says there's a huge halal sign there. So it's like, kebab, and I shouted at Wayne, it's halal! It's halal! Then I ran. I ran to the food truck, and Wayne said it was the fastest he ever saw me run, which is bullshit because he only we only met 4 or 5 days earlier, so obviously that was like the only time he ever saw me run, basically. So I just ran there. I went to the kebab. It was like the most delicious kebab I've ever had. And it was during that time when I was eating the kebab. By that time, like Chris and Tamara already like there joining us because they arrived later, and all the other idol groups were like, you know how they like usually distribute their flyers
Mhm.
like after the event ends just to like promote their group some more. Like I didn't know about that. So this member Aya from Stella Beat she started approaching us with the flyer, and this thing like, "Oh, we're from Stella Beach." Like this is what happened. Most of the idol groups, they didn't approach us at all. I mean, it was me, Wayne, Brad. It was an American person from England, and then 2 person from Germany. We looked as gaijin as possible, the 5 of us.
Yeah.
And no one dared to approach us. Like, and Aya is like the only one basically just walked up to us, like spoke in Japanese, not even English. Like, "Watashi wa therapist." Oh my god! Like, he is like brave. That's the word I could come up with.
Yeah.
So she started talking to us, and I was eating my kebab, and my mouth is full of kebab. Like, I'm like, I just want to say like because she was talking about her one man for Stella Beats one man, which was gonna happen like 2-3 weeks after that.
Mhm.
So I was like quickly like swallowed my kebab, like, yeah, we can't attend, we're going back in 2 days.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Nah, it's okay, you guys can take the flyer." So like I couldn't even like take the flyer because I was holding the kebab with both of my hands. I'm like, nah, my mouth is full and my hand is full. So she like slipped the flyer into I was wearing a sling bag, so she slipped the flyer into my bag. So it's like we were really close. Like I could smell her by that point. I'm like, okay. And Idol is like slipping something into my bag, and I'm like really, really, really close to her, and we've been talking for a minute. So I was already in holy shit moment, you know.
Mhm.
And at that point, she started asking us where are we from. So I was like, "Oh, we're actually like from all over the world. Like I'm from Malaysia, she's from England." And she was like, "What?" You know, I'm like trying to like lift us up some more. And
Yeah.
I said, "I saw your performance just now with Stella Beats in the hall." And she didn't believe it, so she called all the other members. So it's like, Mina, like calling everyone in her group, Stella Beats, they were all around. It's like, "Come meet, like they saw us perform just now." And then all the 5 members at the time of Stella Beats like came to us and talked to us, and mostly to me because I was the only one talking Japanese.
Mhm.
So that was like, and I thought the day before was the ultimate high of idol interaction, and I was so wrong because it was like, holy shit, I have 5 idols talking to me, and we're like exchanging. They were showing their Twitter, and I was following them like right on the spot.
Yeah.
It was unreal. Like, but I didn't even talk to Mana at the time. It was mostly to Aya because Aya started all the talking,
Mhm.
and Mana was like just in the background, like nodding her head, like showing very like enthusiastically, like, "Oh wow," like that.
Yeah.
That was like my first meet with Mana, but I didn't really interact with her at the time. So I went back in Malaysia, and I
Mhm.
followed their activities online, so from Twitter and from YouTube and everything. And then my real interaction with Mana is the second time I met her, which is in Malaysia. This is another unreal moment for me. So basically, I have this friend called Hibiki. He works as a photographer in Japan.
Mhm.
So usually, like, I followed him. I followed his work, but I didn't really interact with him because he's more into anime and cosplayer photography and girl motorsport photography.
Yeah.
So I just followed him on the base that he's a Malaysian and he works in Japan. Like, I find that admirable and I find that really inspiring, you know.
Mhm.
And then he posted on his Facebook that he has his first idol photography job, which was Stella Beats one man.
Oh wow.
And I quickly messaged him. It was the first time I talked to him. Like, "Yo, dude, like I know about Stella Beats. I met them a few weeks ago." And then we started talking and everything. And he wanted to do an idol event in Malaysia, like a real idol event where you can have Jackie and Bupan and merchandise and everything.
Mhm.
So I and he was thinking of bringing Stella Beats to Malaysia, and I couldn't be more like, do it, like I'll be there. I will definitely be there. And then we started talking and everything, and he actually brought them to Malaysia for an event in October. Yeah, the first time I met them was in May, and then 5 months later they're in Malaysia for an event. It was the first idol. It wasn't the first idol event, but it was a legit idol event where you can have Bupan and Chucky. Because usually before this we had Momoklo in Malaysia,
Oh
but it was
huh. I
just
didn't
like,
know that. So
yeah,
they were the
yeah.
first idols in Malaysia.
We had Momoklo in 2013, but it was just like they just performed and everything, and they went back home. Like there wasn't really any chance of us to interact with them.
Yeah.
yeah, so this is like the first legit idol event. I think the one that Hibiki organized, because it really have like live and Bupan and everything. So it really felt like I was in Japan basically. So
Mhm.
this was my first time meeting her, and this is after like 5 months. I've already been interacting with her on Twitter and everything, so she knew that I like her a lot, Mana. I
So were
think the
you were
number
you
one thing,
mostly talking to Mana on Twitter, or were you talking to all the members?
I think I was mostly talking to Mana and Aya, because Aya was the first one that interacted with me. But
Mhm.
Aya graduated before. Aya graduated in July.
Oh wow.
Like I met her in May, and then she graduated in July, and then I couldn't meet her in October. So yeah. So in October, like they had new members of Stella Beats coming along as well. So that was the first time I met Mana. It was the second time I met Mana. It was the first like real interaction I had.
Mhm.
She was she immediately recognized me as my chan. She was like my chan, and I shouted Mana. It was unreal. We took a checky. We talked for a while, and I think the best part of the interaction is at the time there was a service member named Nozomin, like at
Mhm.
the side. And after I shook hands with Mana, I went to the side to Nozomin, and Nozomin is like, "My son!" And I was like, "Do you know me?" And she said, "No, I don't know you. I just heard Mana yelled your name." I was like, "Okay."
That's great.
It was so stupid. So yeah, the second time was more memorable, because like I talked a lot with her, like directly with her, and like she asked me where did I learn my Japanese, and also like I used to like Kame Eri from Morning Musume, and she
Mhm.
also used to like Gochin from Morning Musume, which was a third gen member.
Mhm.
So we talked about Morning Musume for a while, and we also talked about AKB because her Oshi is Mayuyu.
Oh yeah.
So basically, I talked about other idols with her. But yeah, I think the number one reason that attracted her to me was again her voice, the singing voice, because it was like superior than any other the other members for me. I
Mhm.
think she has like a very good singing voice, and also like she's she says she's not, but she's actually quite funny. Like she'll do most of the MCs and the talking in Stella Beats, and you cannot lead the MCs if you're not really fast in your thinking. Like if you're not funny, like it's really hard to do that. And
Yeah, for
she's good
sure.
at she's good at picking up the other members' the response from the fans, and she's good at playing with that also. Yeah,
And she's good at that with Shun too, right? In Fresh
yeah,
Vegetables.
yeah. In the best part is in celebrities. Usually in a comedy duo, you have a bokeh and sukomi, where you have the one who acts like a stupid person and the ones like rethought everything the bokeh says.
Uh-huh.
So in Stella Beat, she's usually the Sukomi. She's usually the smart one and everything. But
Uh-huh.
in Fresh Veggie, she's the bokeh and Shun is the Sukomi, which is a very fun like contrast of her MC style. It's really, really good.
Yeah. So out of all the times you've met Mana, what would you say are your best memories?
I gotta say, like the recent one, I remember I told you about Hibiki.
Mhm.
So he he usually does this huge idol event yearly. So that was like in 2015 was the first time I met Mana. And 2016 we did another one where we again asked Stella Beach to come. And 2017, I told Hibiki like I offered him my services, like I could help you with your stuff and everything, and on the event organizing and everything, because that's part of my real job anyway.
Mhm.
And he invited Fresh Vegetables. So that was the first time that I actually worked as a staff, and with Mana, the guest artist, like we were really close for that 3 days. I was with her all the time, and I think that's the best memory I have with her,
So you
like being
didn't think it was awkward being staff for your Oshimen?
oh oh man, where do I start? Okay, listen, I I actually helped Hibiki for the 2016 event, which he invited Stella B and Lucia Tinto Wing, which is also part of Arcjewel, a group under Arcjewel. They're under the same company.
Mhm.
So I helped him before and after the event, but during the event, I told Hibiki, like, I'm not going to help you during the event because it's going to like number one, for me, like the number one reason I didn't want to become staff at the beginning was like it wasn't unfair. It was like I felt like it was unfair to the other fans
Yeah.
that I was staff. And the number two reason, because I didn't want to make Mana uncomfortable, you know. I didn't want to make her feel like she has to keep up this character around me just because I'm there like all the time. And those are the two reasons I didn't want to be staff.
Mm-hmm.
But during that time, apparently Hibiki told Mana that I helped him with this event before and after. So Mana, during Bupan, Mana was like asking me, why aren't you staff for this event? So I told her my reasons, like it was unfair and also I don't want to make you comfortable. And she got angry at me. And she said, the next time I come to Malaysia, I want you to be staff. And I don't care like what happens. I want you to be there. Like, so I promised her the next time she comes, I would definitely be staff. That's what happened in 2017 last year. Like meeting, like when you're staff, you have to be since the beginning of the event until the last. So the beginning of the event was the greeting them at the airport. So I have to check in them and the hotel and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So meeting at the airport was like, it was my first awkward moment because I didn't know how to act. Like I had to level down my fangirling like to my most minimum level, like, and up my professionalism like to the utmost level I could have. So I was just standing there, and it was Mana, Shun, and also the president of Shun's company. I call her Sacho, which is president.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, Sacho-san was also there, and I was like, I called her by her family name, like Hoshino-san. Welcome to Malaysia. It was so stupid, and she like slapped me in the shoulder, like, "What are you doing? Like, just act normal." And she gave me a souvenir, which was Tokyo banana. She actually bought at the airport.
Oh,
and
that's cute.
Shun was right behind her. She didn't buy that. I bought it. Like, she only just gave it to you. So they like I was awkward, but they made it feel like it wasn't awkward anymore, like during that first interaction. So after that, it was easy, you know, it was really easy working with them. They wanted anything I would give to them, and they are also like there were a few changes in the schedule. Like I apologized profusely to them, and they were like, "No, it's fine. Like, you know, things happen in the event." Like, they were really forgiving and really easy to work with, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like a good experience.
Yeah.
So back to what you were talking about earlier. So first Mana was in Stella Beats, and then she was in Fresh Vegetables. So how did you feel around her Stella Beats graduation, and then just everything surrounding that?
Oh, I think she announced her graduation in December. I went to Japan in December 2016, and she announced like a few days before I went there. So that was sad because we didn't know like her future with Fresh Vegetables at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that she couldn't dance anymore. She couldn't do any rigorous activities anymore. So in my mind, that was like the end of her idol life. You know,
Yeah.
like it's gonna be hard for me to meet her after the graduation. So the whole December event, I was like down the whole time. Every time I meet her, like I have tears in my eyes. Like, oh my god, like we're not gonna meet after this.
Yeah.
You know. So I think like I even bought. I think I met you in July, and then we met again in Christmas. And I asked you if I could stay with you during February during her graduation, because I ran out of money by that time. I could only afford the flight ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were great, you were a great host and everything. So I went to her graduation ceremony, and I think during January, by that point, we already knew that she's going to continue with Fresh Vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a really happy. It wasn't like sad. Her graduation wasn't sad. It was like you knew her singing life would be continuing. So it was a really positive event for me at the point, and also the other fans also really positive. They knew like wherever she goes, we're gonna support her, like whatever she's gonna do. And I think she's gonna miss dancing. Like, can you just imagine like you join Idol and dancing your whole life, and the doctor tells you can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she's embracing her life as an artist right now, like after the Idol life. So, yeah.
So if people listening are interested in learning about Mana or Fresh Vegetables, and maybe they can't go to Japan, what would you recommend they check out? Like any videos or any
Okay.
blogs or anything like that?
So Mana and Shun have their own Twitter. Mana also has an Instagram,
Mhm.
and they both have showroom, which they try to broadcast as much as possible. There was a period of time, usually during a single release, they would broadcast every single day. And also they have a YouTube channel where they post their songs and their music videos there. And you can also buy their music on Amazon Japan and iTunes Japan. Their singles are only like 200 yen each. It's
Mhm.
not much, just like $2. But yeah, if you want to see them and you want to listen to them, if they have showroom, usually if they have their Fresh Veggie showroom, they would sing songs there acoustically,
Mhm.
and you can really see their vocals and everything. Twitter, yeah, that's basically it. I think showroom is the best for if you want to like really, really see them.
From what I remember, lately they've been doing it pretty much every day, if not every day.
Yeah, and Shun is like really great in booking events all over Japan. Like right now they're in Hokkaido, so they've been like they would go to Fukuoka and Sakai and Osaka and Hokkaido. Like I don't know where Shun get this contact from, but he's really great at booking all these weird events
Mhm.
for Fresh Veggie, and it's a really great exposure for Mana as well. Because Shun has his own group. It's called Seishun Gakuen, and he's also in Fresh Veggie. And Mana is only in Fresh Veggie. So, and sometimes she does the solo thing under Akjul. Usually, the Akjul has this Akjul event that has all the groups. Mana would perform there as a solo artist. But yeah, I think this collaboration with Shun is like the best thing that ever happened to her.
So, yeah, and related on that, actually, there were two members in Seishun Gakuen, Ali and Sally. They're from Canada, and they moved back to Canada, and they're starting like, is it a sister group? It's a sister group, right?
Yeah, it's an international sister group of Seishun Gakuen, but the members are all like international members, which is super awesome because it's legit. It's not like a thing that Ellie and Sally just does because they're no longer in Japan.
Yeah.
It's like a legit group under Seishun Gakuen.
Yeah, like
really great.
Japanese management actually like pick the members and everything, I think.
Yeah, like they have constant like weekly, I think bi-weekly meeting with Shun and everything, and they have lessons and perform Seishun Gakuen songs in English, which is amazing.
Yeah, I think they're going by Seishun Youth Academy.
Yeah, that's it. It's literally the translation of Seishun Gakuen.
Yeah. So I would say that like Mana and Shun too are pretty interested in like the international community, and they really like talking to foreign fans, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because I think partly because Mana is like really good in English, so it's really helpful for them to branch out internationally. Like the thing that I like to do is like when friends come to Japan, I was like, go meet Fresh Veggie, go talk with Mana. Like that's my number one thing I would like suggest to them to do. Because I wouldn't be afraid for them having communication problems because I know Mana could handle it on her own. And she's also like a really great MC. She could translate and everything because I've seen her doing it firsthand and I knew she could handle it. So it wasn't any problem for me to send my friends to her or introduce her to people.
Okay, so any last comments about Mana or about Fresh Vegetables?
Yeah, check out her Twitter, check out their showroom channels, and buy their singles on Amazon Japan or iTunes Japan. And if you have like any questions about Mana, you can just hit me up at my Twitter. I know like I'm not active anymore, but if you like reply or message me, I would reply back. I'm like not in Facebook right now. I'm taking a break, but I'm on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram, and I think Brita will link it to the podcast after this.
Yeah, I'll link a bunch of stuff in the description, so if you're interested in talking to Half, or if you're interested in learning about Mana or Fresh Vegetables, I'll link a bunch of stuff in the description, so just check it out. Okay, and thanks for being on my show.
Bye.
And thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Your fire